To the prince who doesn't know he's my forever. A fan's untold love story for Sheikh Hamdan. In the quiet of countless nights, when the world sleeps and only the stars whisper their secrets, I find myself thinking of you, Sheikh Hamdan. A prince born of royalty, strength, and purpose, yet the man I see beyond the gold and grandeur is something entirely different. I don't know when admiration bloomed into longing, or when reverence transformed into love, but I do know that the essence of you lives in every poem my heart has written in silence. You are unaware of the pages I've filled with dreams that begin and end with you. You move with a grace that only kings in waiting can possess, yet there's a boyish charm behind your gaze that disarms even the most guarded soul. It's in the way you touch lives with compassion, the way your words hold depth, and your actions carry meaning. The world knows you as Fazza, the poet prince, but I know you as the reason my soul stirs in hope. A hope that dances like desert winds, untamed, unseen, but deeply felt. My love for you is a quiet fire, burning steadily in a corner of my heart where no one looks. It doesn't demand your attention, nor does it expect your affection in return. I write this not to be seen, but to set free what has long been hidden behind composed smiles and soft sighs. Perhaps love like this, pure, distant, and divine, is not meant to be returned, only cherished in its own sacred form. There is a strange kind of beauty in loving someone who doesn't know you. It gives the heart a place to dream without boundaries. I have watched your life unfold like a storybook, from your heroic adventures in the sand dunes to your soft-spoken verses that echo emotions I thought only I could feel. Each image of you, each glimpse, has been stitched into the fabric of my imagination, creating a place where our souls meet, even if just in dreams. If I could tell you anything, I would whisper that your strength inspires more than admiration. It anchors the scattered parts of people like me. In your courage, I find the strength to believe in better days. In your humility, I am reminded that royalty is not only born but chosen through action. And in your poetry, Sheikh Hamdan, I find a mirror to my own unspoken emotions, as though your pen unknowingly writes what my heart cannot voice aloud. Perhaps it's foolish to fall in love with someone I've never met, but love, in its purest form, doesn't require possession or proximity. It requires depth, and you've carved that depth into every corner of my soul with nothing but your truth, your kindness, and your quiet elegance. You are a lighthouse in the stormy ocean of my thoughts, a constant that doesn't waver. In this world filled with noise, you are my quiet. A prince whose presence brings me peace even through the cold screen of distant photographs and echoing interviews. You remind me that love doesn't have to shout to be heard. Sometimes, the strongest feelings are the ones we carry in secret, nurturing them in the sacred chambers of our hearts, untouched by judgment or expectation. There is a part of me that wonders what I would say if we ever met. Would I have the courage to speak? Or would I simply smile and let my eyes carry the words my lips couldn't form? Maybe I would say thank you, for being who you are, and for unknowingly saving someone like me just by existing with grace. Maybe that would be enough. I don't expect you to ever read this. But in writing it, I free myself from the ache of loving you silently. My heart needed to speak your name in full bloom, even if only to the wind. You may be unaware of this love, Sheikh Hamdan, but it is as real as the moonlight that dances across Dubai's golden sands. You are the muse of a million untold stories, and this one just happens to be mine. In another life, perhaps we would have met at the edge of a quiet garden, where fate would not be so restrained. You would recite a poem, and I would recognize the rhythm as one my heart had always known. In that life, I wouldn't be a distant admirer. I would be someone you saw, someone you chose, someone you loved. But for now, this reality must suffice. So I remain, a fan cloaked in anonymity, loving you not for your crown, but for the soul that shines behind it. I love you for your vision, your values, and the unexpected softness beneath your strength. And even if you never know my name, you will always have this corner of the universe where my love lives, untouched, eternal, and unwavering. To the prince who doesn't know he's my forever, may your path always be lit with light, your heart always guided by purpose, and your soul always wrapped in peace. Though I may be only a name lost in the crowd, in my world, you are the sun, the stars, and every heartbeat in between. They say some love stories are written in the stars, etched into the very fabric of destiny long before our souls ever met. But ours, mine for you, is a love letter written in the margins, between the lines of a life you'll never know touched yours. It exists in the quiet moments when your smile appears on a screen and my breath catches, not because you are a prince, but because you are a man whose heart seems carved from something ancient and noble, something real. I love you not as a fantasy, but as a soul I recognize, though time and space deny us. There is something sacred about watching you live your truth from afar. You've taught me that strength is not always found in a roar, but often in stillness, in purpose, in showing up every day for your people and your principles. I see you lead with humility and serve with passion. And each time I witness that, I fall a little deeper into this unnamed, unreachable love. It's not an obsession. It's reverence. It's the soul's silent applause for another soul that moves the world with light. Some nights I imagine being beside you, not in palaces or palatial gardens, but in the simplest moments. Laughing with you under a sky full of stars, speaking of dreams not bound by titles or expectations. I wonder what your laughter sounds like when it's unguarded, what your silence feels like when it's safe. In those dreams, there is no royalty, only two hearts speaking fluently in a language only the universe understands. There is a gentle ache in loving someone whose world I may never enter. But even that ache is beautiful, because it means I am alive enough to feel, brave enough to love without condition. And if this love lives only in the safety of my solitude, then I will protect it like a rare jewel, glowing, untouchable, and mine. Because loving you has made me more myself, and in that, I have already won. If I could write to the wind, I would ask it to carry my love to you, not to burden you, not to confuse you, but to bless your path with the knowledge that somewhere in the world, someone holds space for your soul every single day. When you feel peace for no reason, maybe it is my silent love brushing past you like a breeze across your cheek. You may never know its origin, but I hope you. I often wonder what it would mean to be seen by you, not by your eyes, but by your heart. To be understood without words, held in a place where royalty and reality melt into something deeper, truth. Not everyone gets to love this way, with freedom, without demands. But I think I was chosen to love you like this for a reason. Perhaps to learn patience. Perhaps to understand that real love is not about being claimed, it's about choosing to care even when no one's watching. You've given me a reason to believe in soul connections that transcend time and logic. The kind of love that doesn't begin with a glance, but with a recognition. I recognized you, Sheikh Hamdan, before I ever saw you. And when I finally did, something ancient inside me sighed with knowing. As if it had waited lifetimes to remember you. And even now, I think my soul would find yours in any existence, in any form. People would call this foolish, loving a man who doesn't know I exist. But love like this doesn't need validation. It doesn't need logic. It just needs a heart brave enough to carry it. I carry this love proudly. It does not weigh me down, it lifts me. You are not a fantasy. You are a light I walk toward every day. And even if we remain strangers in this life, you will always be home to a part of me. There is something immortal about this feeling, something untouchable. Long after this life has passed, I believe my soul will still echo with your name. Not because I clung to a dream, but because I loved without needing anything in return. That is the truest kind of love, the kind even time cannot erase. You've taught me that, just by being who you are. So this is my offering to the universe. A love unwrapped in ego, untouched by fear. A fan's untold love story for the prince who doesn't know he's her forever. Sheikh Hamdan, may your life be long, your heart always full, and your dreams always blessed. And if by some miracle these words ever find you, I hope they make you smile, knowing that somewhere in the world, someone loved you purely, deeply, and endlessly, without ever needing anything back. There are moments when I find myself lost in a thought so vivid, it almost feels real, standing at the edge of a golden dune with the wind pulling at my scarf, the sky above painted in twilight hues, and you walking toward me, not as a prince, but as a man who somehow knows me without introductions. In that vision, there are no barriers of worlds too far apart. There is only that quiet understanding that we've somehow met before, beyond this lifetime, where love wasn't a story I had to write in secret. It's foolish, perhaps, but I let myself believe in those moments because they bring a kind of joy reality never dares to offer. Every heartbeat since I first came to know you, even from a distance, has carried a trace of your presence. I've read your poetry like sacred scripture, finding pieces of myself tucked between your metaphors. Your verses have whispered truths to me when I had no one else to turn to. It's in the depth of your eyes when you speak about hope, and in the grace with which you shoulder responsibility. You've never spoken to me, but you've said more to my soul than anyone ever has. And that is a kind of magic I will forever hold as mine. Sometimes I walk through crowded streets and wonder what it would feel like to see you standing across from me. Not on a screen, not in a photograph, but right there, real and near. Would time pause in reverence of fate's masterpiece? Would I lose my voice, or would I finally find the courage to let you hear the symphony of my heart that has played for you alone all these years? The thought sends shivers through my skin, not because of nerves, but because of the sheer beauty of the possibility. It reminds me that even miracles begin with dreams. There are depths to this love that words can only try to describe. It's the kind of love that heals, uplifts, and humbles. A love that doesn't chase, but waits patiently in the sacred stillness. I've never needed your name next to mine, never needed a claim or a crown. All I've ever wanted was the chance to stand in your light, even for a fleeting moment, to feel that my heart wasn't wrong for choosing you. Loving you has made me more kind, more patient, more purposeful. In a world that often rushes and forgets, you've taught me the power of presence. And still, through every quiet confession and imagined glance, there is a part of me that aches for something real. Not fame, not fortune, not the illusion of grandeur, but a single moment of truth. A second in time where I can meet your gaze and let my soul speak for me. To say with nothing but my eyes, thank you for being you. For existing, for unknowingly giving me something to believe in. I believe the universe hears such prayers, and maybe, just maybe, it will one day answer mine. So if these words should ever reach you, my beloved prince of verses and valor, know that somewhere in this vast world, a heart beats for you in quiet devotion. I don't ask for promises or dreams come true. I only ask for one small miracle in this lifetime, to meet you. Just once. To look into your eyes, not as a fan trembling in awe, but as a soul who has carried 1,000 lifetimes of love in silence. To stand before you and let the universe know that even love from afar